Welcome back to What You Missed, a video game news show where I discuss articles that occurred within days to a week ago that you may have missed that are important to the video game industry and possibly to you. Before I start the video, I just want to let you know about the most recent box 1UP box sent to me. It's filled with a bunch of goodies, really nice stuff. So if you guys see something you like, make sure to check the link down in the description below for a discount. I get a kickback, you get some cool stuff, everyone wins. 1UP box. Disgusting. Mario caught culturally appropriating in Super Mario Odyssey. This article comes from a place known as Heat Street. You guys can take the link in the description down below if you're interested. And we're going to detail and discuss this. Now, what I wanted to begin with is saying that if this article is just a massive troll, it's just a joke to piss people off, okay, I get it. That's fine. However, with that said, there was an individual who claimed to have worked and have been a developer at Ubisoft who went on Twitter and started to critique and really point out that this was indeed a stereotype and kind of a racist cultural appropriation thing that was happening. And Ubisoft came out, official Ubisoft came out and denied that and said that they didn't work for the company, so they might have been fired or they were lying about their status. With that in mind, you guys can check that video out if you'd like. It's called Mexican Appropriating Mario and it's from the individual known as Wild Smile. But we're going to be talking about this one. I'm going to have gameplay in the background. I probably already do. I hope you guys enjoy it because it is Super Mario and I love me some Super Mario. I don't see people crying out the injustice of a character being modeled after a certain country. You know, I've been to this country, I've seen these people. I understand that there is very generic stereotyping out there, but generally speaking, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. So the article itself is pretty trashy, to say the least. I don't particularly like the way it comes off. So let's read a little bit about it. You'd think the world has learned by now that cultural appropriation is literal violence. That's a pretty crazy statement to be thrown out there. Literal violence. Literal. So when you wear a sombrero hat because you're at a Mexican dinner for your birthday, do you know what happens? You are committing literal violence against any type of Mexican in that restaurant. If they're working, if they're a waitress, I'm sorry, you just assaulted them physically. What? Right? Although Mexicans from Mexico don't actually care who wears sombreros, well, you just completely destroyed your article. If Mexicans from Mexico don't care, then why should you? Why should anyone? That's why I am absolutely losing it about Nintendo's decision to include a Mexico level in the upcoming Super Mario Odyssey where Mario wears a sombrero and a serape. Not cool, guys. How is it not cool? How is it not cool? When Mario is obviously being portrayed in New Donk City, that's obviously a parody on New York City. And if he goes to the land of the sand, where it's very hot, I mean, what's the issue of him portraying what those individuals wear around there? In fact, during the gameplay, the individuals around him say that he should change into something more appropriate, more like the area that they're in, that he should dress just like they do. And he does. You can buy this outfit and you can wear it. And I don't necessarily see the problem with that. So the Twitter is, racist Mario in a sombrero and poncho. Isn't that cultural appropriation / white supremacy at Nintendo of America? Because Nintendo of America developed this game, right? Right? No, it was Nintendo of Japan. It was Miyamoto because Miyamoto's always behind Mario. That's his baby, you know. So I don't think it's white supremacy. Would you like to consider it to be Japanese supremacy? Do you think the Japanese are trying to culturally appropriate everything? Look, they don't care over in that country. They think this stuff is a joke and they take it as a joke. You are not ever going to change their minds about that. And I'm sorry about your luck. I'm sorry if it offends you, but you're not. You're not. They are their own island country. We are our own country. We have different beliefs. We enjoy their games. They enjoy selling them to us. That's the best you're going to get. So basically, the article continues on and says, this racism simulator, holy my God. Wow, man. Look, I've covered bad games in the past. I've covered games like Ethnic Cleansing. That is a literal racism simulator. This is Super Mario, man. This is Mario picking up a Mexican hat for a desert level that is set in a parody of Mexico or perhaps maybe Texas, the southern borders of Texas. Who knows where it's actually portrayed at. This is not a racist simulator. Passing off as a piece of entertainment has the goal to steal and bask bastardize a rich Mexican cultural heritage. I don't think it's stealing it or bastardizing it. In fact, I was taught a lot of this stuff in my Spanish courses. In fact, the town I used to live in had a lot of Mexican migrants who would come up during the hotter seasons and leave during winter, and these are the things that they celebrated. These are exactly the way they would act. I don't see the problem here. Mario plays the part of the colonist, sapping the land of resources, coins, and stars, while viciously stomping to death the native inhabitants. In fact, what actually happens in that region is being oppressed by Bowser and his minions, who came through and decided to conquer it and destroy it, and Mario is liberating them by destroying the enemy. You got it backwards. But I understand the confusion because you're looking for racism in everything. Super Mario is already an incredibly problematic game. What's problematic about it? Because of its retrograde gender roles, where a straight white male rescues a princess from danger. So it's a played out trope, but it's problematic because it's a played out trope. You have a plot device that progresses the plot line. You have subplots, narratives being told. These are the side quests. This is what's actually happening with the world around, instead of just the main thing being saving the princess. You're also liberating the regions. But this is a straight white male. A straight white man. I don't think Mario represents any straight white male. He's a short, pudgy plumber who can get bigger by eating a mushroom. I'm not really feeling represented by Mario, so please don't stick him in the quote-unquote straight white male category, because my oh my, he does not represent me. I can't jump that high. See that? That's a joke. That's a joke on white guys. That's me being very generalized and funny against my own race, because white men can't jump. Get the joke? It's not true, because there are some white basketball players, but that's a joke. But you don't get the joke because you're looking for racism. Despite the many tear-soaked articles posted on Polygon and Kotaku, the creator of Mario, Shigeru, literally Hitler Miyamoto, this has to be a troll, man. This person can't be serious. Refuses to change the format of the game and make Mario trans. I read through this article pretty quickly before I did this, and I can't believe I missed that. Miyamoto refuses to change the format of the game and make Mario trans, while allowing Princess Peach to smash the patriarchy with a slight tap of the A button. Oh my god. Discounting all of the games where Princess Peach has been a playable character, not only the more recent Wii U addition to the Super Mario universe, where Princess Peach is a playable character and you can be Rosalina as well, and you do just fine playing through the game. Discounting all of that, my lord, what would making Mario a transsexual do for the series overall? This is a platforming series where the focus is on the gameplay rather than the story. There are differences between video games. There are story-driven video games where gameplay takes a back seat. There are video games that have story take more of a front seat than gameplay, like Halo. Halo is a very story-driven game, but gameplay is very important and good, and while it takes a back seat to the story a lot of the time, it is not completely thrown out, like some Telltale games where gameplay takes a complete back seat to the story. Mario is the opposite, where the story is there is a story, and the world around it is interesting, unique, and explorable, and that's what you want to do, but the gameplay takes center stage. So, ignoring that, what would make Mario becoming a trans person do for the series? Since the story often takes backstage to the gameplay, it would not matter. It probably wouldn't represent anyone accurately either. Do you know a lot of transsexuals who can jump higher than a basketball rim and can get powered up by mushrooms, fire flowers, and feathers? Because I really don't. Any transsexuals out there want to weigh in on this? Do you guys get power-ups by touching a fire flower and then you can throw fireballs? The only way Nintendo can fix this is by canceling the game and starting over. Well, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. If they need to hire me on as a political correctness supervisor with a six-figure salary, I would gladly help them make my dream project, Super Mario White Genocide Sunshine. It's okay to critique and make fun of white people, but it's completely wrong to critique and make fun of anyone else. And the logic here is that at one point in time there was slavery in America and black people were enslaved by white people. But I would like to bring up the point that once again, my grandmother told me that her grandfather, Silas, was an Irish American who was enslaved. And she said he once showed her the whip marks all over his legs and his back. And he truly was an enslaved white man. So to say that everyone didn't get a little bit of the short end of the stick in the early days and the formation days of our country is ridiculous. All races suffered, some less than others. But don't get mad at me, don't get upset at me for enjoying video games because I never grew up in the 1800s and the 1900s. I wasn't a slave owner. I joined the army. I saved many black individuals' lives, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Cubans, Japanese, Koreans. We were brothers and sisters. I don't see racism as a thing. I see jokes. I see humor. I see myself being stereotyped by a lot of people. And it's ridiculous that there's a double standard. If someone is going to make fun of you, you can make fun of them back. But in order to break the cycle of hate, we need to stop combating hate with hate. I don't hate this individual for what they wrote, but I do think they're driven to the brink of insanity for writing what they wrote and how they wrote it. It is not cool to be racist against white people. It's not cool to be racist against anyone. But just because you currently are getting a free pass against white people because it's the trending in thing doesn't make it any better to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Protomario. I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate your support. Please like and share this with everyone you can. These articles are just so ridiculous. I saw this coming a mile away when I saw that Mario Mexican gameplay, and I instantly knew, man, someone was gonna get triggered off of this, and as sure as the day is long, it definitely happened. You guys have yourselves a great day. Thanks for watching, and as always, good gaming. God bless, and really appreciate you taking the time out to watch this video.